Hi, this is Scott. Welcome back to the MAMIL channel. Today I'm going to be talking cameras and actually having a camera on your bike. Firstly, why do people do this? Well, one of the growing reasons, and there's been incidents in the press and on social media, is actually around safety. There's a lot of people who ride around towns and cities. I'm not one of them, thankfully. Most of my riding's done out in the middle of nowhere, as you'll see. There's a lot of people that ride around towns and cities who actually have cameras for protection, for safety, and to log. If something happened, then there's a record of it. I suppose the same reason why motorists would have dash cams. And then there's also another aspect of it, which is the piece I was more interested in, which is basically just to log what it is you do. That's part of the reason I set up this channel, was to sort of log what I'm up to and record what I'm up to and share it with other people. And for me, that was the biggest motivation in wanting to get a camera. So I looked around over the last few weeks at all kinds of different cameras. You can get cameras that just look like a torch. You can get those that are integrated with lights, with bike lights, or you could get something more like just a regular sort of action cam, like a GoPro sort of type camera. And the one that I ended up getting actually was this little baby here, which is an Akaso V50 Elite. That's what I decided to get myself. It shows on the on the sticker on the front what the maximum sort of video is. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, although this isn't a specs video or an unboxing video. But this was the little camera I decided to get myself, and as you can see, it's really small. Now this. It's around about. It cost me in the UK. It costs around about £120. You compare that against like the GoPros, for example, which it looks and operates quite like. With the GoPro, the most basic sort of GoPro, the latest Hero 7, you're talking about double that money, even for the most basic model. And you're probably looking at 3 times that money, around about £350. For the highest spec GoPro. So you can spend less than this. There's some cameras that I found online for as little as like £35-40. So you can spend a lot less, and you can spend a heck of a lot more as well. I decided that budget wise this camera gave me what I wanted at a reasonable price point, and it may be at some point in the future, if I use it a lot and I find that I need more features and functions, that I might upgrade in the future, but for now it'll do. It's better than not having a camera at all. So some of the main sort of attributes about the camera, and these are some of the reasons why I chose this particular one, to be honest. It comes with, as you'll see on the screen, it comes with a couple of batteries and a battery charger. Each battery, I've used them a couple of times, and each battery lasts about 2 hours. So yes, you can record more footage if you take both batteries with you, if you've got capacity on the memory card that goes in the camera. But each battery lasts about 2 hours, which is great. And the fact you've got two means you can always have one on charge and one in use. Or of course, it means you can have one in the camera, another one tucked in your back pocket, and you can record longer rides if you wanted to. It also comes with a remote control. Which is actually it's got a Velcro strap that you strap around your wrist, and you've got buttons on there where you can take photos and you can start and stop video. And the other thing about the remote control is it's also got voice recognition built into the remote control as well, so you can actually just tell the camera to start and stop videos or take photos actually just using your voice. So you don't need to take your hands off the handlebars or anything. You could just use your voice, and it communicates using Bluetooth to the camera and makes the camera carry out those actions. So that's pretty cool. I haven't used that out on the road yet, but I've tested it at home and it works really well. In terms of attachments, again, as you'll see from this next image, this camera comes with more attachments than you could possibly imagine. You can attach it to pretty much anything. There's attachments for helmets, with things like Velcro straps, cable ties, There's also proper sort of like attachments for it to go on things like handlebars and other sort of parts of your bike. I mean, in terms of the way I've got it attached to my bike, I'll talk more about that a little bit later. I actually have it on the Trek Madone, and that has a very particular system, which I'll talk more about at the end of the video. But yeah, you won't be disappointed in terms of the attachments that it comes with. And it's compatible with GoPro mounts as well, which is pretty cool. So if you've got other bikes or other equipment or something like that that already supports GoPro, it'll support this camera too. Which for me, I know GoPro is the biggest brand out there in terms of action cams. So for me, that was something that was going to make it really simple for me to be able to get it on my bike and working well. So that's really cool. In terms of the sort of spec, so you saw the sticker on the front. This does shoot in 4K. It doesn't have to. You can drop it down from there. So it supports from some 720p through full HD, which is 1080p, and then there's a couple of other modes, and it goes all the way up to 4K, and it goes up to 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second lets you matches like the highest spec TVs if you want to play back on a high spec device, and also gives you capability for slow motion as well. So if you slow the playback rate and you're recording at a higher frequency, then you can do slow-mo and stuff too. So that works pretty well. And you can also take photos with it as well. So it takes photos up to 20 megapixels, which I've not really done with it yet. But the stills that you see in this video were actually taken with my phone rather than with the camera itself. Although on second thoughts, maybe I should have used the camera, but I wanted to take pictures of the camera. And it also supports things like image stabilization. So that's actually turned on in the video that you're going to see. I've tried it with it off and with it on, and with it on, it does make a difference. It's not bad with it off, but it does make a difference with it on. And it also comes with 3 different modes for recording the sound as well. I've actually now turned off the sound recording because almost always when I'm going to show these videos anywhere, I'm going to put some background music on there, so I don't need to record the background audio, the actual real-time audio. But it does have 2 settings for when it's recording audio, either a regular setting or a setting which includes wind reduction, like a wind reduction. But that makes it sound a little bit tinny. But it does work. It is effective in terms of taking out some of the sort of wind noise as you're riding along. So it does what it's supposed to do. In terms of the video, well, there's a video coming right up that I took on a ride last night, and then I'll talk a little bit more about what I've done to record the video, mount the bike on my camera, and what I've done afterwards to create the videos that you're about to see. So by all means, watch this through. It's about 10 minutes long, and I've added the background music myself as well, which I'll talk more about in a minute. So I'll see you on the other side.
Shut up and sit down. up and sit down.
again. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed watching that video of my ride last night. That was with some of my buddies from the Gilly Beloved group that I ride with mostly. It was a hot evening, and yeah, you might have seen in the video there was a couple of times where, you know, as you see the bars rock from side to side. Yeah, there was definitely some out of saddle climbing action there. A bit of chain ganging going on with me and some of the other guys as well. Really nice ride. Really enjoyed it. And it's nice to have a video of it and share that with you guys. So in terms of the camera, and I've got it mounted to my bike. So I've got it on the Trek Madone, which you've seen in another video. So I've got it attached to the handlebars. It's front and center. It's absolutely smack bang in the center of the handlebars, thanks to a Bontrager system, which is called Blender. And it's an integrated system when you've got all that kind of the aero sort of handlebars. You have a single mount that goes on that screws into the front of the handlebar, and then you can attach multiple devices to that mount. So I've got my Garmin on there, as you'll see in the photo, and the camera case as well. You can actually mount the camera directly into the bottom of there and get rid of the case. I'm going to give that a go as well and see if that makes a difference. But last night it was tucked away in that case that you can see on the handlebars, and it's a pretty cool system. It just works. It doesn't move around. You can tighten it and loosen it off and what have you. But no, it was really solid, and it's really easy to get in and out of the camera. One thing is that because the camera's mounted upside down when it's in that case, is all the videos are recorded upside down, and some cameras will auto rotate the video back. They auto rotate it so it's always upright. This camera does not, so that's something you've got to do yourself afterwards. And actually, that was where I was going to go next, was talking about what I did next. So there is a Wi-Fi function on the camera that you can also use with the companion app that you put on your smartphone. And you can actually watch the camera feed in real time. So you could use it for security if you wanted to, or something like that. Or you can use it to watch back the clips that you've got recorded and still stored on the camera's memory card. The simplest way of getting all the video off the camera, though, and onto your computer to do any kind of uploading, editing, you just pop the SD card. There's a mini SD card. Pop that out of the camera. Get it into your computer. You can download the footage and then manipulate it. And all the stuff that you just saw there was done using iMovie, which is part of the standard Mac operating system that I have on my Mac here. So yeah, I have to just rotate the video so it's the right way up, and then you can split the video. You can trim the parts that you don't want to save, because that was nearly 2 hours worth of video to start off with, that I sort of took down to those 10 minutes. And then adding the background music and fading the background music in and out, that kind of thing. That's all the stuff that you can do with iMovie without you can buy video software, video editing software, that kind of thing, that for other operating systems or for a Mac. But I just used iMovie to do what you've just seen. So so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the ride video too. Please give the video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the MAMIL channel. In the description below, you'll find some more links related to the camera itself. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rides in the weekend or week to come. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Thanks for watching.